Shalom Uvracha, good morning. Heilige White Shul members, Mispalim, good morning. Gans Klai, so whoever's listening in, hoping that everyone is doing well, managing well under these very difficult circumstances. Hatzloch and Broch and Ruchnius and Gashmius, to keep taking it one day at a time, to machasik yourselves and to count down the days, because Klai Yisrael, Emet Hashem, we live with it each and every day. One of our Ani Mamins, we know Mashiach Tzidkenu is coming mighty soon. So again, we're not here to go in and predict. Nobody knows exactly when. We're not here to talk about the Kates Bifrat, but Lamaisa. We can't ignore some unbelievable chazals. Sit back and listen to this Yalkut Shimoni. It's a medrash, the Yalkut Shimoni and Shir Hashirim, and Remes Tov Tov Kuf Pei Vov. And the Yalkut Shimoni says as follows: Amar Chia Bar Abba, Siman Limos HaMashiach. Klai Yisrael, you're listening, is Siman that Yemos HaMashiach that we're holding by Yemos HaMashiach. Now remember, Yemos HaMashiach, we have the world destined to live, destined to endure for 6,000 years. Gemara and Shas, Avodah Zarah, Testament Aleph, Sanhedrin, Sadi Zayin, and Aleph, Shis, Alfi, Shana, Havi Alma. 6,000 years the world is going to exist. 2,000 years of Tovavo, 2,000 years of Torah. The Tkufa of Torah that commenced with Avraham Avinu at the age of 52. The outset of Parshas Lech Lecha V'yesa Nevesh Asher Osu B'charan Deshabidu Laraisa. Rashi Avodah Zarah Davtes quoting the Onklus. That began the Tkufa of Torah. And then we have 2,000 years of Yemos HaMashiach, writes the Barbanel. And in Sefer Yeshua's Mashiach, that means these last 2,000 years, the time is ripe. The Mashiach can come at any time. So when we look back historically, and we have Gedolei Yisrael talking about different Tkufas, different special times, Tkufas Mesuyamas, when Mashiach perhaps could have come, Rabbi Akiva, Bar Kochva, V'chulei. It doesn't mean that they were wrong. It means that Ein Chanami, the time is ripe. Something else came along, and for some reason disallowed that Yemos Mashiach to kick in. But those Zmanim might have been Zmanim Mesugolim, Zmanim Mesuyamim, where the Karka was already hookshur that Mashiach could certainly have come. Talk about the door of Rabbi Yonasan Eifshitz, Rabbi Yaakov Emden, so many Gedolei Yisrael, Torah, it was Gavaldik, Leila, and it could be because the machlokes that happened amongst the Talmidim held it back. But Lamaisa, there is Zman Mesugolim. So we can't ignore, this is a Zaman Mashiach could come at any time, at any moment. We're holding on 5780 in Tavshin Pei. As Shimon Schwab writes in Mayan Beis Shuvah, we could technically be off 20, 30 years or so. But in the end of the day, we know we're holding by the final stretch. This is it, Klai Yisrael. Mashiach Tzidkenu is coming mighty soon. So now let's turn back to Rechia Bar Abba. Yalkut Shimoni, Shir Hashirim, Tov Tov Kuv Pei Vav. Rav Chia Bar Abba says, Siman Limos HaMashiach. You want a siman that your mom is holding by Yemos HaMashiach? Dever Goldo Ba. There will be a huge plague, a dever, a magefa, a virus overtaking the world. A dever Goldo Ba. There will be a lot of people losing their lives, but this is a siman. And then Mashiach Tzidkenu is coming. Klai Yisrael, hold on and hold on tight. Oh, that's not it. Let's go to a Tosefta Tainus. Tosefta Tainus, the end of Perek Beis, and Tosefta Yud Aleph. And we're also talking about Yemos Mashiach, different, Mandi Yomrim, different opinions on what's going to come down to the world. Along comes another Mandi Yomrim, and he says, listen to this, Rabbi Yossi. A Mabul Shamayim Ein. There won't be a Mabul Shamayim. A greeting. The time, the Tkufa of Yemos Mashiach of a Mabul Shal Dever. La'ovdei kachavim Limos Mashiach Yesh. There will be a Mabul. So not Stam, a Magefa, plague of Dever. There will be a Mabul. The Hainu. The world is going to be inundated. Inundated with what? The world's going to be inundated with Dever. With a Dever, with a virus, with a plague, an invisible microscopic plague. A Dever, Mabul Shal Dever. La'ovdei kachavim Limos Mashiach Yesh. And he bases it on a posuk in Zechariah Yud Aleph. Klai Yisrael, are we listening? Do we have our eyes and our ears open? As a dever, there's a magefa that's coming to the world, and that's a similarly Moshe Mashiach. A dever, a mabul shel dever, not stamazoi, but a mabul, the same way the mabul took over the whole world in its entirety. So too, the mabul of dever coming to the Moshe Mashiach, coming to the Ovdei Kachavim. Chazal talked about this Klai, so remember, over 2,000 years ago, we're talking about Tanoim, penning the Tosefta, penning the Menroshe Chazal, we're talking about Tanom over 2,000 years ago. Dever, Simon, Yemos, Mashiach, Havlav, but we got to listen, we got to keep our eyes open. And the end of the day, you got to always be looking, listening for the messages. You got to keep your eyes wide open. Zog the Heilige B'nai Yisoscha L'din of a Rebbe, my favorite Geschmacke Chassidish Sefer in the Welt. Zog the Heilige B'nai Yisoscha is Mamorim L'choche Thomas and Av. How we know that the Moshe Rabbeinu was chosen to be the Navi of Yisrael, the Moshiach of Yisrael, to be the one at the forefront, at the helm, to take Klal Yisrael out of Mitzrayim. And when's the first encounter of the Shechina with Moshe Rabbeinu as Moshiach Yisrael? By the Sneh, that momentous, monumental encounter, Moshe Rabbeinu and the Shechina, and by that burning bush, the fiery bush. And what does the Pasuk say? Vayar Hashem kisar liras, the Eibishter saw, kisar liras, the Moshe Rabbeinu turned to see. What's turned to see? Vayar Hashem, that Moshe Rabbeinu was there. What's kisar liras? What's going on here? Writes the B'nai Yisachar, a lot of people might see something, but who turns to give it your full, undivided attention? Moshe Rabbeinu, as Roberta Wine says, a lot of people might have seen a burning bush. They see it. Oh, well, take a picture. Take out the iPhone. You captured it in a picture. You got it from that's it. Okay, fighter, on to the next thing. Moshe Rabbeinu sees there's something unique. There's an aberration, something that's deviating from the norm. That's a Yotzei Min HaKlal. He says, God's sending me messages. God's speaking to me. He doesn't stop, take a little quick look out of the corner of his eye. He doesn't turn around, snap the picture, and move on to the next site. He sees a burning bush. Moshe Rabbeinu, Vayar Hashem, Kisar Liros. He turns his whole body. He turns his whole focus. And a single-minded focus. His mindfulness, popular term in the world of psychology today, his single-minded focus right now is achvarak. What does the Eibishter want me to take out of this burning bush? What message does God want me to glean? What does he want to tell me? What signs is he sending me? Kisaulerus, Moshe Rabbeinu doesn't stop turn to look. Kisaulerus, he opens up his eyes, and he opens up his eyes wide. Writes the B'nai Yisachar, what's sar? What's this extra superfluous mention of the word sar? Sar is samach reish. That's Gematria 260. How do you get to 260? When you open up both your eyes wide. Ayin is ayin yunun. Gematria 130. Ayin 130. Ayin yunun. Kisal liros. If you open up both eyes wide. Sar 260. You open up your right eye. Ayin yunun 130. You open up the left one. Ayin yunun 130. 130 and 130. Gematria 260. Kisal liros. Mamela, look at the Mida Kenega. Vayar Hashem says, I see Moshe Kisar Liros because he wants to see me. He turns around to open up his eyes wide. The same way, what's Aliyah L'Regel? Liros, the whole sugya, the outside of Maseches Chagiga. We go to see the Shechina and we go to be seen by the Shechina. Hashem says, you know what, I'm going to let you see me when you show me that you want to see me. If you want to go in and see me, you want to pick up the messages. Kisar Liros, Moshe Rabbeinu wants to see what's going on. He opens up his eyes wide. Kisar Liros, 260 ayin. Perhaps in Megillah Seicha again, and he continues with the sword. Eini yordamayim. Eini yordamayim. I Rachmon Litzlan, the Chumen Abayis, and all the tsaras, muchbolas, all the things that we were plagued and stricken with. Bisman the Churban. How a right eye was crying, our left eye was crying. Rashi says, Eina fugos, no intervals. It was incessant crying, tears cascading down her face. B'shas the Churban. Eini yordamayim. What should we have done with those two eyes? They would never be crying and shedding those tears. The right eye, the left eye. The Eini or the Maim. Had we opened up our eyes wide to see the messages, to see what the Nevi'im were telling us, to listen to them, to open up the eyes and the ears wide, and to glean those messages, then, maybe we could have prevented it. Moshe Rabbeinu is Moshiach and show you so why, because he opens up his eyes wide. Perhaps, who is the Mavasar Gula? Who's going to bring us to the Gula? Elio Navi, we know, is the Mavasar Gula. Well, who is Elio? We have Rabbi Yochanan in the Yalka at the beginning of Parshas Pinchas. We have Radaka, Rabbeinu Bachai, Targiona, Simon Uziel. You know all the Midrashim. The Pirkei Pinchas, who Elio? Pirkei Pergam Zayin. He became Elio B'Shas that Maisa. The incident of killing Cosby and Zimri at the end of Parshas Balak. Pinchas becomes Elio Navi. The Fianias Daiti. Why is Elio the Mavasar Gula? Moshe Rabbeinu was the first Goel Amiti. He's the first Moshiach. And why? Because Vayar Hashem Kisar is the first Gilui of Hashem revealing himself to Moshe Rabbeinu. Came Be'ikvus on the heels of Moshe Rabbeinu wanting to see the Shekhinah, wanting to see what's going on and opening up his eyes wide. How do we get introduced to Pinchas, my dear friends? What's the first verb? What's the first act? In conjunction with Pinchas, we didn't know much about Pinchas at all until we get to the end of Parshas Bullock. Cosby and Zimri doing Amaisis Nus, a depraved, perverse act. What's going to be? Klai saw the dropping like flies, Sheva Shimon. Vayar, Pinchas, Vayar. Pinchas opens up his eyes. Klai saw, what's Vayar? They all saw what was going on. So we have Rav and Shmuel, Sanhedrin, Pebezim and Aleph, Maro, Maisav, and Iskar Locho, Shanem, Habola, Rabaskana, Pogamo, goes to Moshe Rabbeinu, Kayana, Diga, you be the one to carry it out. So what does the Torah have to tell me? Vayar. Everybody else also saw. You're right, they saw, but no one saw and took it to heart. No one saw, opened up his eyes wide and said, what does God want me to do right now? I got to run to Moshe Rabbeinu and say, what's the halacha? What action can I take? Vayar, Pinchas, that's how we're introduced. Pinchas becomes Elio Navi. Elio Navi is the Mavasar Geula, the one to take us to the ultimate Geula. What did Pinchas do? What was going on over there? People were dropping like flies. What was it? It was a dever. It was a magefa. They were dropping like flies, invisible plague. And what put a stop to it? Vayar Pinchas, Vateotzar magefa. You know what put a stop to it? Lefinias Daiti. Because the Pinchas arose onto the world stage and he opened up his eyes wide. Vayar Pinchas, of course he saw. No, the same of Vayishma Yisrael. Vayishma Yisrael. What do you mean he heard? Everybody heard as Kol Shara saw. Zokrashia, peace, welcome, Kufta Zainam and Aleph, Mashmu Shem of Abba. Who heard and did something about it, who heard and listened and was collate the message, absorbed it and ingrained it, imbued it into his every core fiber of his essence, who said, God's speaking to me, there's a message to glean and something that I need to do, I must take action. Vayishma Yisrael. Everybody heard. Shama Amim Yagozin. He heard and did something about it. And we take that now and we channel it to Pinchas. Vayar Pinchas. Everybody saw. But he opened up his eyes wide and said, what does God really want me to see? What does he want me to take out of this? I have to take action. Vayikach Ramach B'yado. And ultimately the upshot was Vateotzar HaMagefa. You know what stops Magefa? When we open up our eyes wide, and we open up those eyes and those ears, and we say, what are the messages that the Abish is trying to convey? What's he trying to tell me? Open up your eyes wide. Vayar Pinchas, that's Vateotzar Magefa. We have to go ahead and take the message. God's speaking to us. So what's the Inyan? Why Dafka Dever? What's this Inyan and Dever Magefa? So perhaps we can humbly suggest as follows. Let's turn back the pages to Parshas Vayera. On those sacred pages of the second of the Chamisha Chomshei Torah and Parshas Vayera. So what happens? We have the Makkos, we have the first 7 of the 10 plagues, and Rashi citing the famous Medrash, we have a division of 5 and 5. So in addition to Rabbi Yehuda Hayanosi Mem Simonim Tetzachadash B'Achav, the 3, 3, and the 4, we also have a division of 5 and 5. There's the first 5 Makkos that Paro Harasha hardened his own heart. God didn't need to intervene Kavayachol. And then we have the latter 5, the second set of 5. There Hashem Yisborch intervened again. Ramam Ramad of Rishainim. Did he take away his Bechira Legamri? And the end of the day, Paro's Bechira was taken away to a degree. Hashem Kaviyachol hardened Paro's heart. So now what emerges? Let's take a step back and think about it for a moment. That means that God says, Paro, I'm going to give you 5 chances to send the Jews out of Mitzrayim. I'm going to send you 5 chances. And again, Pashtus, as the Maral points out and so many others, the Makkah is clearly going in ascending order, a different level of revelation of godliness of the Shekhinah in this world. Another cogent, compelling message to try and propel Paro to take action, to elicit the appropriate response, and to finally let the Yidden out of Mitzrayim. So what happens? God says, okay, Paro, before I take away your Bechira, before I diminish your free will, you know what? I'm going to give you 5 chances to open up your eyes, to open up your ears, to listen, to see the message, and to glean that all-important message and to let the Jews go out. So Hashem says, okay, here's a Dam. Dam didn't do the trick. Big deal. Vayasu Kena Chartumim. So Tzvardeya didn't do the trick. Kinam, Etzbolokim. Okay, they see the Etzba. They don't see the Ad Chazaka, the Zohar Chanatuya. He's not ready to cave in. He's not ready to let the Jews go. Okay, you have Dam. Tzvardeya Kinam. Arav said, challenge you, the lions, tigers, and the bears, the wild animals. I'll let the zoos reign free. All the zoos are loose. Paro, wake up. Who's in control? God's in control. And still he doesn't wake up. Okay, here we are, Klai. So plague number 5. The Makkah Chamishis. We're holding now by plague number 5. That means, Paro, this is your last chance. The last chance you have to open up your eyes, to open up those ears wide, and to see what's going on, Paro, in front of your face, to go in and see the obvious, to see God's omnipotence in front of your very own eyes. I'm going to give you one final chance, and if you blow it this time, that's it. I'm taking away, I'm stripping you of your Bechira Chavshis, and that's it. I'm going to be running the scenes. I'll be the divine puppeteer, and I'll be controlling you every step of the way henceforth. So listen to this. God says, I'm going to pick a plague. And you know what plague is going to come as the big monumental number 5, the last chance Paro has. That means God's got to reveal himself to such a degree. It's got to be so obvious that the Eibishter is in the world and he's controlling every facet of the world. It's got to pack such a powerful, potent punch, because this is the last opportunity that Paro and his avodim in the Mitzrim have to capitulate, to just give in once and for all. And what does HaKadosh Baruch Hu Kavayachol pick? Makas Dever. Klai, so look what we're seeing over here. This is in Yoni Diyoma. Lil Seder's coming up. Kilo Huyatsu, we're going to go back and relive it and reenact it. The very last chance that Paro and the Egyptians had to see the emes, to see what was going on, to see who's running the show before God takes away his free will and says, now I'm going to finish the process. There's a Makkah called Makas Dever, no coincidence, Dever, Dibur. Dibur, Hashem is speaking to us. He's Medaber. Through the plague, Hashem is Medaber. Who's in control? What's Dibur? The Panemius goes Achutza, Maral, chapter 28, Kamaros Hashem. What's going on? Makas Dever is Dibur. The Eibishter is speaking. Zohar, Parshas Feirach, Chafayim and Aleph. The Gula was a Gula Sadibur. God is speaking. You bet God is speaking. Dever, Zugilo Shchina. Sirav Avram ben Agra. And his Perishon, Nimi, Haggadosh Pesach. This is the beginning of the Galus Hashchina like never before. That's the last chance, Makas Dever. That was the last chance. Paro, you didn't even see God openly in the Makas Dever. That's it. Henceforth, I'm taking away your Bechira. The last 5 will strike you hard. And ultimately, on the heels of Makkah's Bechoros, the Jews are going free. So what picture emerges? Klai Yisrael, Eibishter says, the last wake-up call perhaps before Yemos Mashiach, before Mashiach actually comes on and occupies center stage and brings us to the ultimate Gola. Lefini Estaiti, one of the last things is what is a Makkah of Dever. A Dever that comes down to the world. Eibishter says, Klai Yisrael, you have to open up your eyes. I want to see Kisar Liros. Open up those eyes wide. Open up the eyes. See what's going on. See what's happening. God is speaking to us. He always has been, he is, and he always will be. Open up our eyes. Let's take the messages. Let's make ourselves bigger, better, and stronger. Yidden, greater of the Hashem. Let's stay attached to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Let's see his hand in every facet, every nuance, every aspect of our lives. Let's get the wake-up call from this Makas Dever that's striking the world currently. Let's not need anything beyond this. Let this be the last crucial stage. Mashiach, we long for you. We pine for you. Please come speedily in our days. We'll see you dancing in the streets of Yerushalayim and HaKadosh Hashem before Shabbos Kodesh, way before the end of Chodesh Nisan. Have an awesome day. Keep that fire of Yiddishkeit and Mashiach's hoping alive.